This June, in a galaxy far, far away, a threat will rise. Mysterious rivals will search high and low for the most elusive thing in the world of the Acolyte. Something so rarely seen, most believe it has ceased to exist. A white male character. Some say on-screen white males are a myth, a relic of a bygone age. But there are rumors that the peace of the High Republic will be disturbed. To ward off the threat of a single white male appearing in the Acolyte trailer, enemies will unite, alliances will form, on-screen diversity will be pushed to new limits. Disney Plus and Leslie Headland will strip Star Wars of any magic or originality in a quest to purge the galaxy of the danger of on-screen white males, and cram the trailer with nothing but boring-ass bitches and benign, wimpy dudes in a show that is so diverse, it is effectively Order 66 for Caucasians.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to my review of The Acolyte. From the vision of someone who, as personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, apparently saw nothing, comes another post-culture, achingly tired iteration of Star Wars. Another product ratioed into oblivion by a sarcastic and worn-out fanbase that will only be watched for the memes, and for the sake of a drinking game whenever there are half-second flickers of white males, which will result in the most sober viewing of any content since the televised funeral service for Queen Elizabeth. There's The Matrix's Carrie-Anne Moss, there's also Wuhan Solo, and diverse guy with Jaden Smith here, and there's a Jedi youngling training session devoid of any young white males, but which does feature this little dude, whose face suggests a wholly different issue.
Close your eyes. Tell me what you see.
Excuse me, sir?
What is it, youngling?
I can't close my eyes.
I'm sorry?
I can't close my eyes. I don't have any eyelids.
Oh, you can't close them at all.
No, sir.
Well, perhaps you can just keep your eyes open while you concentrate. Tell me what you see.
The wall of the temple.
Huh?
What I see is the wall of the temple in front of me.
Where's Anakin Skywalker when you need him?
The show features Jodie Turner-Smith, famous for her role as the head-scratchingly incongruous colorblind casted English Queen Anne Boleyn. She is also the figure from Star Wars Celebration who claimed that Star Wars is very patriarchal.
I feel like Star Wars is very, patriarchal.
Despite the sequel trilogy featuring a phenomenally virtuous, powerful, independent, strong female character.
Woman-centered.
Who becomes a kind of space Jesus and bonds with the symbolic, righteous figurehead of Princess Leia.
She's a powerful leader.
And that trilogy having an intermission of a film, Rogue One, featuring a stoic and determined, strong female character.
She's a powerful leader. Yes, yes.
And The Mandalorian effectively becoming the Bo-Katan show.
In a very woman-centered world.
Where the Mandalorian clan has a matriarchal armorer.
I feel like Star Wars is very, patriarchal.
And Kenobi effectively playing daddy daycare to a plucky young Leia.
I feel like she's a powerful leader. Very, patriarchal.
Whose mother is a serene matriarch in an equally esteemed royal marriage.
I feel like she's a powerful leader. Yes, patriarchal.
And Ahsoka, the wise and powerful Jedi, and her friend, the authoritative General Syndulla.
I feel like she's a powerful leader. Patriarchal.
Work in tandem with the edgy and ultimately powerful Sabine.
I feel like she's a powerful leader. Patriarchal.
To thwart the queenly and powerful fighter Morgan Elspeth.
I feel like she's a powerful leader. Patriarchal.
And the mythically powerful witches of Dathomir.
I feel like she's a powerful leader. Patriarchal.
But apart from that, what is absolutely essential is that we have a show with a whole bunch of strong female characters, helmed by a woman who conceived the series to be Kill Bill meets Frozen, and is a celebration of sisterhood, which is so much more cathartic and rewarding, from Leslie Headland's point of view, than a heterosexual coupling. But she needn't have felt ostracized on that front, because if Disney Plus Star Wars is characterized by anything, if there is any consistent theme, it is the utter monastic sexlessness and aversion to any on-screen functional and positive relationships, aside from the lesbian one in Andor. The Acolyte has a very strong Marvels vibe, having been conceived and greenlit back in 2020, and finally being sharded onto the screen with a mix of flakily pert optimism and prickly preemptive worry. The show is set about a century before The Phantom Menace and involves the High Republic, and no one read those books. inviting the same kind of criticism and disconnect that plagued the Marvels when the audience wasn't interested in doing homework and didn't know what the hell was going on screen. Watching this trailer, it strikes you with a sense that it fails most of the tasks of a trailer. You don't know where you are or what's happening, you don't know what the goals are, what is supposed to get you excited, who the protagonist is, what insights you might have into the stakes, who are the principals, or what the narrative thread essentially is, beyond some disruption and attempted killing of Jedi. It is a dull mix of boring member berries and narrative obscurity. I am sure they hired some white guys to play disposable villains, filler characters with little masculinity, agency or charisma, occasional comic relief and functional plot developing roles. Leslie Headland has also extolled the idea of the de-villainization of a villain, which besides subjecting the universe to a relativism that isn't anywhere near as edgy as the writers think it is, will inevitably mean the reframing of a woman with historical sapphic bigotry overtones, and essentially be a new Reva, who many viewers knew immediately because of their progressively empowering attitude towards African American characters in Disney Plus Star Wars, could never actually be a simple evil character, which meant a total failure of the suspension of disbelief. Star Wars is so atrophied, so ossified, so utterly ridden with hacks, activists, and second-rate creatives that it is hard to feel anything like contempt anymore. Nothing is on a grand scale, there are no grand ideas, no real sense of adventure. It's just fan fiction with no merit or charm or style. And we'll never be done with it. Like the alien youngling in the trailer, we just can't shut our eyes and be spared the spectacle of Star Wars nonsense.